Well, here's what's brewing in the startup space today. Payments and banking platform Razorpay today announced its foray into loyalty and rewards management through the acquisition of PoshVine. Now, this is Razorpay's 7th acquisition and comes after its recent acquisition of EasyTap. Now, PoshVine is a fintech startup which was founded in 2011 and offers payments-linked loyalty and engagement solutions to banks, payment networks and businesses. Shashank Kumar, the founder and managing director of Razorpay, is with us to talk about what this acquisition means for the company and the road ahead. Shashank, thanks very much for being with us here on Startup Street. Let's start with the rationale behind this acquisition and what the deal valuation is. You haven't disclosed that yet, Shashank.
Hey, thanks for the invitation. Just a quick primer on what PoshVine does, right? So, you have a lot of banks issuing credit cards to consumers. And today, we have more than 8 crore credit cards in the ecosystem and almost 1.6 trillion rupees of spends on credit cards, which has grown more than 50%, compared to last year, right? With the consumers that the banks have, right, we always try to figure out how can we give, better offers to them, better loyalty solutions to them, so that the consumers prefer spending via their credit cards or the credit limits that they have rather than just transacting via, cash that is there, right? On the other hand, for businesses, it makes sense for them to give out offers, rewards, coupons to the consumers of the bank because it helps them attract new consumers on their platform and also reduce their marketing spends, right? So PoshVine lies at the center of the ecosystem of merchants, consumers, and banks. And Razorpay plays in the payment space. So that's the reason we went with the acquisition, because we think that with the portfolio of merchants that we have on our platform, a few lakhs of merchants, we can provide much better personalized loyalty solutions to all kinds of consumers. And today, there's a wide variety of consumer personas that we deal with. Someone who is entering their first job versus someone who has been there in the industry for 20 years, or someone who is supporting a family, right? Absolutely. All of them at different stages of life require different kind of support or different kind of offers, right? And through this acquisition and through the smarts that we bring to the table, through the profiling that we are able to do, we think we can really target the loyalty and offers for banks and their consumers in a much better fashion.
Absolutely,
and create a lot more value for the merchants also that we have.
So you're creating more value through this deal, but can you tell us how much the deal was, Shashank?
So the deal value is not disclosed. The PoshVine founders wanted it to remain anonymous, and we just want to respect their wishes.
All right,
All right, Shashank, we take that. But, right now, the focus is very much on the online space, and we're moving away from physical transactions and from plastic itself. And you've made this acquisition after your EasyTap acquisition, which was all about being in the offline space. Tell us the long-term value proposition you see from this deal, because, like I said, this is a rewards program for card holders, and cards itself is a business that is, phasing away and moving on to the online space.
So you're right that, plastic card as a format is something that might reduce over time. But if you look at it, the credit card spends and both credit cards have grown significantly year on year, right? As we just discussed, there are today almost 8 crore credit cards in the country, right? And it's seen more than 50% year on year growth. Secondly, with tokenization happening, with now you can tap your card on the POS device itself. And very soon, with Google Pay and others coming on the scene, you will be able to tap your mobile phone on the POS device itself, right? So the plastic as format might go away, but credit card as a payment instrument is continue to thrive significantly. And if you see the recent announcement on how RuPay credit card will start working on top of the UPI rails, right? So that's going to give another boost to the RuPay credit card ecosystem. And we hope that, MasterCard, Visa will also follow through in due course. So with that kind of enablement, with credit coming on top of the UPI, I think that, that's the kind of tailwinds you want in the credit card ecosystem.
Right.
And lastly, we're still looking at a large number of consumers which still don't have any kind of credit card present with them or any kind of credit lines present with them, right? And the way we have seen the ecosystem evolve, people prefer using their credit card for the loyalty points or for the rewards that they get. And merchants prefer consumers who have credit cards because it increases their capacity to, purchase and make for aspirational lifestyle decisions.
Right.
So all of these things combined, just again, is our belief that if credit card is something that is here to stay and that will continue evolving and continue thriving, along with the rest of the ecosystem.
Right. So credit cards are here to stay is what you're saying. But Razorpay has said in the past, Shashank, that its core business will always be around enterprises to accept payments. Will the focus of the company remain on growing the B2B offering, or would you look at competing more in the B2C space as well? What will be the growth engines going forward?
We have always remained in the B2B space and will continue to be there. We've always looked at consumers from a B2B2C angle, right? So we always go back to businesses and to banks and, talk about how can we help increase their consumer spends? How can we help them attract more consumers? How can we simplify their payments journey so that they can, the consumers they acquire don't fall through, are able to pay through any of the payment instrument option that is present, right? So both on online, on offline now through EasyTap, as well as through banking channels, through loyalty and rewards program. These are the engines of growth that will continue focusing on and continue increasing on the business side.
Well, Shashank, since we have you here and you brought up EasyTap, what is the status of integration now that the acquisition has been announced? Tell us the latest on that front.
It's been a very exciting period in the company because we are working out through our plans on building out an omni-channel product. Just a reminder that globally, worldwide as well, Razorpay with EasyTap is one of the very few companies which has significant presence in both online and offline payments. So I think it's still a bit early. We are going through the merger of the teams, that are present. But we are looking at, bringing on certain innovations that we think will really benefit the end consumers when you bring on the online and the offline world together. Also today, right, we have started conversing with the merchants and the brands, and many of the brands are slowly becoming channel agnostic. It doesn't matter whether the consumer comes on online or offline or through social media or SMS. You want to ensure that you're giving a great payments experience to the consumers, right? So with this combined offering, that's where our focus is. And we're hoping in 5 to 6 months down the line, we'll be able to, do some very good product releases on omni-channel payments front.
All right. So new products 5 to 6 months down the line on the omni-channel front, but 7 acquisitions down, a big one, including like
integration and driving a lot of synergies among the acquired entities, right? Having said that, if there are really good product teams available, really good solutions available that helps us further increase our presence in the payment space or in the banking space, I think we'll continue evaluating those options. Just to remind, like, acquisition is always very opportunistic, and we always look for acquisition from the lens of culture, product, and ensuring that 1 + 1 is greater than 2.
All right, Shashank, thanks very much. That's all the time we have today. We wish you all the very best. On that note,